Yes, sir. We're back live, Radio Free Brooklyn. You already know what it is, man. It's the best in the world. Ben Lewis, alongside Addy the Baddie.
What's good?
Who made it through another week, despite being extremely and hella problematic. You know,
the trials of living with psychopaths is just, man. But you know what? Great fucking material. And I'm working on writing some, plays and some short materials for myself. So I'm like, you know what? God has brought me characters.
You know what? I've been writing a sitcom, right? Mm-hmm. I got like the whole season written out. I every time I'm in a weird situation, I pull out my notes and I write an episode based on the situation I'm in. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have my hands in a lot of stuff. You gonna see. But we got to make the sponsors happy, so I got to read this. After more than a year of dreaming, researching, experimenting, late night conference calls, and early Saturday morning meetings, the Me team is happy and proud to present to you the Me Bottle. This double insulated reusable stainless steel bottle disinfects water in a 60-second cycle utilizing UVC LED technology and is 99.99% effective against E. coli. A single charge via micro USB lasts up to 30 days, and the bright LED display lets you know when water is ready to drink. Join us in bringing clean water to all. Raise your bottle and drink to you and me. Find out more at mebottle.com. Awesome. You got to keep the sponsors happy because they paying their money. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do all the reads and stuff that they want you to do. But we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, we do.
And as per usual, whenever Addy does her thing and get us some dope guests, I usually have her introduce them.
Right. And he also usually dresses up. So I don't know if you notice his little get up from the Gap.
Okay, fancy.
The Urban Gap.
Come on now, don't do that. Don't do that. I dress like this every week.
Yeah.
Go look at the past tapes. You'll see.
So today I am very honored and happy to introduce Tyeshea of Afrovocative, a dope-ass blog centered around great Black creativity and people... Oh, thank you. And Black people pursuing their dreams and all of that. So I met Tyeshea actually earlier in 2018. At the time, I was producing a pretty massive event putting on the Black Panther premiere party, and Tyeshea had reached out to me. And I remember at the time, like, I had gotten so many requests from like all of these like major like publications, so like Vibe, Huffington Post, people who were asking me, but the theater only allowed me to have like four news source people coming to the theater. And
mind you, I knew Addy at this time. I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway. I knew who Addy. We were both aware of each other at this time. But,
and yes, and you could have paid your ticket to come. But anyway, see, Black people, they always want something for free.
Hey, come on now.
But
what you're not gonna do is come on my show and agree with Addy. That's just not gonna happen.
Don't listen to him. It's not his show. This is the girls' world right now. Okay,
right?
Girl power.
I see.
So, Tyeshea reached out to me, and I checked out her blog, and I was like, wow, here's this woman dedicated to really telling the stories that I also want to tell. And I felt like we were just so aligned in so many ways. So I'm so grateful to have you here again. And Tyeshea actually helped me again with another event that I did later that year. So she just always come through for me in like incredible ways, so reliable, so responsible. And I'm so happy to see your career blossoming. So
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you. What's up, everybody? So I'm Tyeshea, known as Afrovocative on the internet. Thank you for having me. This is like, I was really shocked because my friends always joke about me being famous. And I'd be like, I'm not famous. Can you guys stop saying that? And then I'm like, oh, hey, somebody invited me on their radio show. They're like, bitch, we told you. I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, you already said it. So
don't scare her. You can say whatever.
Nah, you're good. Look, you see the sign over there? Radio Uncensored.
Okay,
there you go.
Okay, yeah. So they were like, yeah, we told you you famous. I'm trying to step into my my natural
your purpose.
Yes, my purpose.
But you seem like a natural. You don't seem like it's too difficult for you. As soon as you walked in, you just turned it on, and you know what I'm saying.
Lots of practice. I mean, I joke about being like a little like film and like TV geek, and like I loved 106 and Park growing up, so I would literally sit.
Oh, so you had cable, huh?
I mean, it was bootleg cable. But we had cable.
Oh yeah, keep that on the low. Yeah.
But I mean, I just would always like watch Oprah, 106 and Park, and I would be at home like by myself and talking to myself like,
yo,
what's up? And
I used to do the same shit.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy, Kevin. Looking at me like that.
We're not weird. We're not weird. That's just creative.
Yeah.
Things, that's just prepping ourselves.
Exactly.
And I didn't know then that.
I still do it to this day.
Right. And
I'll be driving, just having a whole interview with myself.
It be like that. Like I be for real. Like I'm like when I win my Oscar for this movie,
exactly.
I be like, I just want to think.
There we go.
When I met Issa Rae, I told her, I was like, I'm gonna use this picture of us that we took together today when I win my first video.
Yes. Speaking into existence.
Speaking out into existence.
It's coming, girl.
Well, I once walked past Jerry Ferrara in Penn Station. We ain't say nothing to each other. You was name dropping, so I felt pressure. Yeah, we looked at each other like.
Just to let you know, Tyeshea has a lot more names where that came from because Tyeshea is an incredible host.
Well, let's not.
I'm just gonna name a few things.
I looked through her Instagram.
We're gonna say this is not about you. We're talking
No,
about.
I'm saying I did my research. I know who. In some of the rooms that Tyesha's been in.
Okay, we got a host, a podcast producer.
Yes.
Content manager, Alvin Ailey.
Yes, ma'am.
We have what? Come on, tell me some more things. I know there's a lot.
Come on, brag about yourself a little bit. Come on now, don't be so modest.
I was dancing from age 6 up until I think 23.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped dancing when I went away to college. And then I just kind of was trying to figure out what is my purpose in life because dancing had always been my passion.
Yeah.
And I realized that growing up, I really loved telling stories. I always got complimented in school for being writing and stuff. Always was told that I was a great storyteller. And I was always, trying to visualize films, music videos. Those are the things that I really loved and gravitated towards. But I didn't know until I stopped dancing that I could tap into a different type of passion and outlet. So I started doing photography in college, and I would at first just do. It started when they did the My Black is Beautiful campaign.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So when that first came out, I was like, "Oh, this is so dope!" And I went to a PWI, and you know how that is. If you ever went to
I think
one,
all of us went to one, right?
Listen, and that struggle is
Kevin's
real.
like, what the fuck is a PWI?
For those who don't know, it's predominantly white institution.
Yes.
Yeah. And
you go to a white ass college.
Yeah. Basically. And listen, I thought I was when I graduated high school, and I was like, okay, I'm going to a HBCU. My mama was like, girl, what? And then my funds was like, girl, what?
There you go.
Listen, and so I ended up at Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio. Ooh. And it was a tough time.
Harsh winters.
Yeah, it was tough because the racial atmosphere there is a little bit different. I used to live in Arizona, and I know Arizona is kind of racist, but that
kinda.
But see, I feel
kinda.
It's warm, so people are
it's hot.
Even though I went through some.
They don't celebrate MLK Day out there, right?
They don't.
Come on now.
Listen, I'm trying to rep for AZ. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
But I went through things there, but it was just such a different atmosphere when I went to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And I just mentally was like, I don't want to be here. I'm not vibing with
it's like all the
school.
black kids was athletes, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it was at my school.
Or I went to school with a lot of black kids who
elitists,
kind of, sort of, and families came from not money, but just they were good. They, 2-parent homes. I was like,
you wanted to pull them to the side, hey, bro, you still a nigga, all right?
And I was, listen. I was first generation, so I was going into college with no real experience from a parent aspect.
Nobody to tell you, look out for this, look out for that, right?
And all that shit matters big time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Knowing how to navigate.
Yeah, and even just being on a close-knit college when the black community is so small. So there, when drama happens, you kind of so I had my group of friends, which shout out to them because I know they're listening right now. But I
appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Yes. But I started off doing photography and for the Greeks on campus, and I would do the events there. Shout out to the AKAs, and they always took care of me. I've done quite a few of their events. But yeah, I realized okay, I have talent doing photography, and I actually picked up the camera because of a guy I liked on campus.
Oh.
He was just like, yeah, you can use my camera, and then it just became a thing of how you be finessing. You finesse, you be like, yeah. So
I don't got no game, so I don't know what you're talking about.
That was my finesse at the time.
Oh, hold on, Addy, come on now.
Bad.
And so from there, I had basically like dropped out of school because my grades were trash. Not because I'm a bad student. Like I was a decent student in high school.
Your school sucks.
But I got to college and I went from having, when I first came in, I think I had like a 3.5 GPA to having a 1.8 after the first year. And it was hard for me, and it was hard for me to adjust. So then I dropped out of school and was like, this school shit's not for me. I don't know what I'm finna do. My dad was like, move to, New York and we'll figure it out. I got here, and after
shout out to dad for being supportive in that decision.
Absolutely. And I love my daddy. And I got here, and after a year of working, like some hard work, I was working at like Panera Bread, retail jobs. And I was just like, God, like, I don't know this 9-to-5 life is not for me. And so I ended up randomly at Berkeley College here in the city. I think I went online. I was just looking like what schools are here and what can I get into? And from there, I got into school because they hounded me. Like after I went to the initial meeting, when I say they called my phone like twice a day for a week straight. And I think that was a sign. And so I got back in school, finished within 2 years. Wow. And was kind of just doing photography here and there. But once I graduated, I decided I'm going to get into film. And I just went into it, like literally graduated, and I was watching the ABFF Awards, that's the American Black Film Festival, was sitting at home crying, like watching Issa Rae give her speech and being like, how can I get in these rooms? And that year, like the next day I went and got my ticket to go to like a plane ticket for basically free because I had enough points on Southwest. And then nice. I mean, everything aligned. And then I went and was like, okay, this ticket to go to this festival is too much. But then they had a program for people under 29 that was half off. I was able to afford it, got my ticket within the next paycheck period. And that was the beginning. And then from there, just figuring out, okay, how can I build this brand? Because Afrovocative was born in college. Once I did photography, I did a photo shoot and I called her Afro Girl. It was like a Halloween themed photo shoot. And then from there, I kept trying to figure out, okay, I'm gonna start a blog. Like, what's the name gonna be? And then I played around with it and I'm like, well, my Afro is provocative. And then that's how Afrovocative was born. Yeah. And, just from there, like it became a thing. And then I got pins made and people were like kind of drawn to it. And,
what's the hardest part as establishing and rising blog to kind of get into these rooms? So after you got into this festival, right now, how do you like? What's your method for, I guess, navigating, more opportunities for you to like cover events and things like that?
So it's been a learning like path, and it's sometimes a little bit depressing because I'm always looking at my peers who have been doing this for a few years, and they're like. They're getting the BET Hip Hop Awards press. So first it was like trying to figure out my demographic, trying to understand the structure of branding, because I do have a marketing degree, but it's still different when you're implementing versus just learning in class. Figuring out who my audience was, how to create a CPK, which is a commercial press kit, or like, have some type of digital content to send to people. A lot of times I often email people not expecting to get it. And I think it's just because I don't want to feel so like let down if I don't get it. Because I'm a photographer and knowing other photographers, I've been able, luckily, to get like pictures taken of me and stuff. And then knowing other people, networking has been a big part of my my growth. A lot of people compliment me and say like, you're an amazing networker. And I'm just thankful that God has allowed me to use this big old mouth that likes to talk to be able to meet people and just kind of finesse. Like, honestly, I tell people that my personality and just meeting you, like, is the biggest thing that has been helpful for me. Being in a room and being bold enough to walk up to a Stephon Bristol or Issa Rae or an Ava DuVernay and be like, hi, my name is so-and-so, and hopefully one day I'll work with you. Yes. Or, like, can you come on my podcast? And that has literally been my strategy. I'm trying to do more like technical stuff and be more strategic so that I can, cover more things. But honestly, it's just
I mean, it's working because I actually remember seeing you just maybe last year. I saw you in this commercial for the Read.
Yes.
So that was awesome. Can you explain a little bit about how you got to know the host of the Read?
So, Kid Fury is someone that I've been watching since like 2008 maybe on YouTube, 2009, when he was just doing his YouTube videos. He's actually, I tell him all the time when I see him, very impactful to me and why I decided I wanted to blog. Kid Fury and Funky Dineva were like two people I constantly kept up with on YouTube in their blog that they had. So when I moved to New York, he started throwing a 305 live party, and it's an amazing party that's on Pride, the Pride Parade Day. And I went, and I guess just me dancing and his people seeing me, and we just kind of like clicked, I guess. And the next thing I know, I'm very consistent in going to their events for the read. And he had his manager Alex reach out to me to be a part of it and dance. And I was like, oh, because when they asked me, I thought they wanted me to take pictures. So I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And they're like, no, we want you to like be in, we're going to get you some merch and stuff. And it was just an amazing experience. And I was just like forever grateful to Kid Fury and Alex for having me be a part of the Break Up With Him campaign. Like, it was just
great
cool.
Message.
It was. And
great message.
Strong, like firmly believe, break up with him, girl.
Yes,
break
that's what the t-shirt said. Break up with him.
They do.
We need to get one for you too.
Yeah.
Tell your friends, spread the word.
Yeah, break up with her. You know, if you with somebody that's not for you, and, you know, break up with them. But yeah, they've just been instrumental, I think, in inspiring me to want to move forward. I look at them and now they have their show, and I'm just like, man, I can't wait to get to that point where I've built a brand and content and an audience that really truly supports me.
Exactly. So, and they're gonna do fine. I'm so excited to see that show blossom. Yeah. So we're gonna switch gears. Ben, do you have any other things you want to add, or we can come back and loop around?
No, let's get into our trending topic.
Let's
do it.
Into our topics.
Right.
And we'll circle back around and just ask a few more questions at the end. We'll have the opportunity to share with everybody like where they can find you and all that. But we want to definitely hear your thoughts on things, especially as a fellow talker. We have lots of interesting topics to discuss today. So Ben, what do we have?
All right. So, unfortunately, we have to do these stories every couple of months. Innocent black person getting killed by the police. And this time, this took place in Dallas, I think. So a white male officer with the Fort Worth Police Department in Texas is on administrative leave after shooting a 28-year-old black woman in her home early Saturday morning. The shooting of Tatiana? Did I get that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Jefferson was her last name. Coquise? I ain't gonna fuck up a middle name like that.
Yeah,
but Tatiana Jefferson was captured in its entirety on the identified officer's body cam. The authorities have released part of that footage, which shows the officer peering inside one of the women's windows using a flashlight, apparently seeing a person standing in the room and yelling for them to put their hands up, show me your hands, then immediately firing his weapon. Jefferson was shot through the window from outside the home. And then the video goes black.
How does that make any sense? Like, what part of the protocol in anything would that ever actually make sense?
And the thing is, like, they say that these police officers are operating out of fear. Like, I get fearing for your life, but then don't take up a job where you
have
get trained.
Put your life on the line.
Yeah, you get trained to be calm in these situations. So how are you going into it so fearful that you're pulling out your gun before you're actually thinking?
Of course, because these are all the colorblind people who have black friends, you know, who end up in these situations where they couldn't even fathom that they could be racist. But like literally a black woman standing like several hundred feet away from you is now a threat to you, and you gave a directive with no intention for her to actually carry that through because you had other plans in mind as to what you felt was intelligent to do.
Right.
And that to me is just so beyond, and it's disgusting.
And it's just like, if we're not safe in our cars, we're not safe in our homes, we're not safe at school, we're not safe walking down the street, we can't wear certain things, you know, which is why I always tell people, like, you got to get out of the mindset of respectability politics because they were killing people. They were killing black people when they were in suits. So why does it matter what I look like?
Thank you.
It's really sad, and it's unfortunate that it's like we're fighting our other communities and our own community at the same
right,
time.
Because there's so many,
just live.
Right, because there's so many like black folk who be like, well, why you gotta wear your hood? Why you gotta walk a certain way? Why you gotta sag your pants? Why you gotta do like this? If we treated each other this way, if we dressed this way, then people would like, no. They were killing us in suits.
Anyway.
They're going to kill us in sweatsuits. They're going to kill us in sweatpants. They're going to kill us.
Your hair is straightened,
they're going to kill you regardless. Why? Because the color of your skin is not white.
Yep.
Right.
Like that is, so once they see you, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It doesn't matter how you speak. It doesn't matter how you carry yourself. They are going to see you as a threat, and they're going to say that they were fearing for their life while they put like 5, 6, 7 bullets in you.
So how do you guys like mentally keep yourself sane in these type of things? Because I know I've honestly checked out from a lot of these stories.
Yeah.
I kind of glance over them, but honestly, like I think the Mike Brown thing was the final straw for me. So I don't really, and then also Sandra Bland. So like I don't fully always read up on it because I'm like my heart can't take that.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'm at the same place too. Like I'm just like, yo, it's just when you see these stories, it's like, oh, here goes another one. You know what I'm saying? So you're almost numb to it. You're almost like, oh, well, this is what it is. The cop's probably gonna get off. Let me not get all riled up about this because nothing's gonna happen. And it's a shame that like that's the point that we've gotten to because it happens so often. Like, and they say like, oh, the body cams are supposed to show people like. The body cams are just for them to show us the officers killing us unarmed and complying.
It makes me feel helpless. It makes me feel like hopeless. It actually affects sometimes my energy around doing things for myself and for my life. Kind of makes me feel like, does this matter? Does any of this matter? And then I guess the things that kind of help me out of those kind of dark places are the fact that Black people for a very long time have been literally fighting under extreme circumstances since forever.
Right.
And what my biggest icon, my favorite person and who's ever lived is Harriet Tubman. And shout out to that movie that's coming out.
It was good. I got to see it.
Oh, of course you did,
Is
girl.
there enough time to do an event?
Of course you did, girl.
No.
Oh,
damn. So, I don't even know when it's supposed to come out.
November.
November 4th, right? Yeah, it's definitely not enough time. October's almost done.
So, but anyway, just thinking about like people who've made the sacrifices that they've made so that I can have some level of freedom, you know, of course not completely free, but far more free than they've ever been. You know, I think about the fact that I can't let that die. If I die, they win. Right. And by that, if I spiritually die and I don't value myself, if I don't love myself, if I don't get up every day and do what I need to do in order to take myself to the next level so that I could hopefully be that person that puts more back into the community, more back into our people, then that is not a good use of my energy or time either. So I'm in the same place as you. Yeah. And then that's what I used to help me get out. So, right. You know,
it's a shame though, because like when, I don't know if any of you guys drive in here, but like I'm extremely, when I see a cop pull up behind me,
that fear,
my heart starts like beating at like 100 miles an hour. Cause like, even if they pull you over, like, cause again, these body cams have allowed you to see videos of people complying, people doing everything that the police officer asked and still getting shot. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, I ain't trying to be no hashtag. Like you could do everything that they asked you to do, and you make one movement that they weren't ready for, and you got like 4 or 5 bullets in you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's very like annoying, and it's very like just it causes all types of anxiety, like just seeing the police. Like,
and
it makes
it's
you
reflected in our media too. Like, and I've noticed the influx of films and television shows depicting wrongful killings of Black lives by police officers, like in film and television. Like there's Black and Blue that's coming out with Tyrese and
yes.
There's that film,
Queen and Slim.
Yes, Queen and Slim. At the Urban World Film Fest, which I went to last month, there were so many independent films that were around that. You have Just Mercy that's coming out. I think that's with Michael B. Jordan, about the guy being on death row. So it's really interesting that it seems like there's just such an increase now in film and television, which I think can be a trigger sometimes as well. Yeah.
Our comfort with Black death and just kind of like the way it kind of plays out kind of makes me want to detach to just the carelessness sometimes in how it's displayed. Yeah. And so I appreciate when people take the time to tell the stories the way they need to. All right. Well, rest in peace. To and as much peace as possible. Tatiana Jefferson, and just my prayers are with her family.
Right, and she had a son too.
And her son and her nephew.
Yeah, wasn't she just playing video games with him? Like, when it
the
happened?
life that she left behind, doing absolutely nothing to anybody but minding her business. So just rest in peace to her. All right, we're gonna switch gears, and we're gonna talk about the life of the ride or die chick.
Okay.
This is going to we're gonna read 2 pieces of information, and then we're gonna discuss. So number one,
right.
If you are living under a rock / if you don't care, but I do.
JT's home.
JT is free.
Yes.
JT is free. Period. We've been waiting. Okay. We've been waiting on homegirl to come out of the the prison. It's neither here nor there. She's a celebrity and she's a superstar. But basically, what happened was she left prison and she came up with a song. And then
First Day Out,
which was cool. And then she also came out with a tweet, and I want to read it because I think it's important. I was locked up with so many women who were in prison because they kept it real with men, and those men did not keep it real with them. I want y'all to know that whatever you do, don't let a man influence you in the moment of love. If he loves you, he wouldn't put you in a situation, period. Now, I want to, before we jump in and comment, I do want to read another post that came up about this past week. Ben, would you actually read that post? This one was between us.
Why you gonna make me read it?
I mean, you have to be the bad guy on this one. So Snoop Dogg, this was between us exchange between Snoop Dogg and Gucci Mane. So
I saw that.
Go up.
This one right here?
Yeah, so there's a post that Snoop Dogg posted that includes
yes, it's Gucci Mane and Keisha Kayor, right?
Kayor.
Now we know Gucci Mane reformed drug addict.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
May or may not have been cloned.
He was he was heavy on that lean. So Gucci had a little gut, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he went to prison for a while and he's cleaned himself up.
Looks great.
And when he came out, he married Keisha Kayor.
Beautiful.
But they have been the example for a lot of people posting pictures of Gucci and Kayor and saying everyone wants this, but what y'all forget was she was with Wild Gucci, on drugs Gucci, cheating Gucci, in jail Gucci, publicity with other women Gucci. This is Gucci after therapy, rehabilitation. This is a street man groomed in his 30s after he's been at his lowest point. Is this a rider who knew what she signed up for? You bitches is with the next nigga after a couple fights.
And Snoop Dogg posted this.
And all that did was make her look dumb to me.
Okay, so let's talk
don't
about
talk
it.
about Keisha Kayor like that. All right. She
just
is an
saying,
example for all you women out there.
That was an example of a backhanded compliment.
Come on now, don't do
because
that.
it was like she's a ride or die. Look at how much she endured, but also look how stupid you have to be to ignore all those red flags.
Oh, hey!
I'm just saying. I'm not saying Keisha's stupid, but I'm just saying in general, as women, and especially when it comes to Black women, we are so often made to be this endurance horse. We just know we struggle. We're good. Nobody ever checks in on us. Men aren't actually out here being aware of the pain and the trauma they're dragging us through.
We're just talking about our childbirth mortality rate.
Right, by not just being a decent human being. One of my mottos growing up, I have always said, I would rather you hurt my feelings and tell me the truth than hurt my heart and lie to me. And I just always have been treat me like a human. Don't respect me because I'm a human. This whole, especially when it comes to patriarchy and misogyny and men only respecting women because they have a sister or a mom. No, respect me. Think about my feelings. Be considerate.
Right.
And if you cannot be the man that I need you to be, leave.
Yeah.
Why do I have to? I get that relationships go through things, but dog, why do I have to be dragged through the mud?
Exactly.
But also, as women, we also need to be accountable.
Of course.
And making ourselves leave and holding our girlfriends accountable.
Exactly.
Because how many times do we with our girlfriends on the phone girl, he ain't shit, da 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 da. But you then the next listen, because I have done it.
Listen,
but
it's called trial by fire. That's what it's called.
But here's my thing.
I need to know if you could deal with the worst of it, so that I could keep you around.
But why does it have to be disrespectful? Why does
can I deal with the worst of you?
It's never like a two-sided thing. It's always like, I gotta sit here, like Tyeshea said, I'm the endurance horse for all of the trauma and drama. I have to put up with everything. I have to do all of this and that. If I was to cheat on a man, or if I was to,
get rid of her.
Exactly,
if she cheat
right?
on you, bro,
so it doesn't go both ways. We're not both accepting each other at our worst. And to me, that would be a different case than than the one-sided shit. Because my thing is like,
we accept women at their worst.
No, you don't.
Yes, we do.
No, you do not.
Oh, when your hair not done and we still walk around with y'all,
sir.
When you don't got makeup on,
let me get you together.
When you in sweatpants, Oh, that's not y'all worst.
So under that same picture,
she got notes.
Now this is
what is this? You can't prepare.
Tracksuit talking about at our work.
So, because I was actually going to talk about this.
First of all, don't come to my show with notes. What is that? What's going on?
No, so under that same
she was
picture,
ready for me, huh?
Somebody commented. Someone commented and was like, so in order for a man to cherish you, she has to go through trials and tribulations with you. I have yet to hear a man say that they fell in love with the woman when she was in her dark place and loved her enough to help her get through it. Men always love you after they see what you're willing to put up with while they're still growing, and that's if they love you.
Who said that? What's her handle?
Their handle is
matter of fact, don't even do it. I don't want to give them publicity on this show.
Anyway,
but that's a bold-faced lie.
No, it's not.
No,
we
it's
love
not.
women.
And you know it's not true.
Listen, us black men love women in all your forms.
Stop.
In all your different phases in life.
No, you don't. Because you know why? You know why? Because what JT's saying is 100% facts. Even Papoose, a fellow black man
Who said that?
Your variety, he will go.
Papoose.
Yes, he was going to. He was going
Papoose?
He was going to prison every day
to
visit Remy Ma while she was incarcerated for the 8 years that she was in prison. And he came out he said that it was a shame and it was absolutely disgusting to him, the fact that he was one of the very few guys who was showing up for the women who were in prison. He said he would go to the male prisons and see children lined up around the block, ready to carry on a relationship with the man who was incarcerated.
Yet hold your people accountable, bro.
A lot of the women hold on. A lot of the women who are in prison, like JT said, are in there because they did that ride or die shit, right? And they ended up in a situation where now they have to reap the consequences. And the person who put them in that situation, I mean, granted, it's accountability, so I'm not saying that person just put you there. You put yourself there too. But that person who said that we're doing this together, help me out, I got you, is nowhere to be found. I feel like that's unacceptable. And yes, I'm with JT. Take their money.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Nope.
I love my mama, but unless somebody try to kill, But listen, I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Your moms?
I'm not built for that life,
crazy.
First of all.
Nah,
and the only way I'm going to jail for my mama is if somebody's trying to harm her. But if you do something listen, you're going to have to take that.
So if your mom got caught up in a you know what I'm saying,
I'm not going to jail for nobody.
Exactly. You see the way this ponytail is set up? This structurally unsound ponytail.
Crazy.
Somebody pull the shit out. That's it.
First of all, wasn't JT scamming? Ain't that why she in prison?
And she didn't say that. That's
so
why.
So why she coming out talking
because
about?
She's meeting women in prison who've been through this situation, and she's telling the story for the women who are not outside in free land, because guess what? The dudes who could be telling their story, they're nowhere to be found.
Look,
they're on to the next girl, on to the next victim.
If you as a woman fell for it and took a charge from me, you just got fooled. That's part of the game.
Let's get back to this tweet that you're promoting.
What
they got fooled, but then isn't that what we're encouraging? That they ride, they die, they do all of these things. So are they stupid?
I got you when you get out, baby.
Right?
No.
I can't visit you every day. I'm a black man. I can't be walking up in a prison.
I'm a black man. I am asking you to do better.
Do better.
Come on now.
I'm asking you to do better.
You want me to come into prison every day? They lock us up for sport. You good. It's not as dangerous for a black man. Look, it's not as dangerous for a black woman in prison as it is for a black man in prison.
Get out of here.
Okay?
Get out of here. There's black women.
Keisha Kiyar should be the standard. Okay?
No, she should.
Y'all need to make a statue for her.
If Keisha's being the standard, then I need present day Gucci to be the standard for all. I need present day Gucci to be the standard.
No, we need all of Gucci.
No.
I'm talking about gut Gucci. Okay?
No, I need you to have that money like Gucci. I need you to be
There we go. Because honestly,
giving me bags, helping me set up my business. Come on, what you talking about?
If I'm gonna be stupid, please come at least $10 million strong. If I'm gonna be stupid,
he only gave her 2. Right? No, you asking for more than Keisha Kiro was asking for.
What I'm saying is that there's a lot of broke ass niggas who ain't doing shit, not just financially, but emotionally. Physically,
first of all, you know how the system. Even do shit with the, you know how the system oppresses us.
Hold on.
We don't make as much as the white man. Y'all know that.
So. Hold on, I'm not done. So all of these ways that these men are inept, champion this shit, reposting. It's like you're not even Gucci. Right. You're literally not Snoop Dogg. You're not, and not to say that
that
justifies.
I don't want them.
I don't give. Like for me personally, I don't give a shit how much money you have. But I'm just saying, if that is if that's what I have to put up with. There has to be some money that's involved with that. Otherwise, shut up. I don't want to hear it.
In my roster of like black men who are like
she said
quality black men. Because okay, when we talk about like ride or die, so we talk about like the T.I.'s, Gucci, Snoop. All these men have cheated, but nobody ever really fully gives props to like Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah,
I like nice guys. Sterling K. Brown from This Is Us.
Yes.
Come on, bro. I know you seen Black Panther. He was the daddy in Black Panther.
I mean, didn't he get killed in like the first couple minutes?
So that's your judging his character.
I'm just saying, look what happened to those brothers.
No, in his real life relationship with his wife.
I ain't never seen T.I. die in a movie. I seen Sterling K. Brown die in a movie.
Oh my God.
T.I. did die in a movie. He died in Takers.
All right, Ben is just going to continue to be basic, so we're going to ignore him. And
we're
going to proceed with the conversation.
I'm just saying.
Yes. We're going to proceed with the conversation.
What I'm saying is,
outside of Benjamin,
Keisha Kiro needs to have a statue built outside. I don't know where women celebrate each other.
No, I mean, more power. Honestly, though,
if I'm a ride or die, I'm a ride or die like Michelle Obama. How about that?
There we go. There we go.
If I'm a ride or die, I need to ride or die like Michelle Obama, like Oprah, because even though Oprah and Stedman aren't
Oprah don't got no nigga.
Yes, she does.
No, she
Her
don't.
and Stedman are together.
Stedman is a pawn.
No, he's not. And see, we gotta stop playing black men like that too. Just because, okay, they're not married, but as far as we know, that man holds her down.
Right.
Like people always try to make black men seem weak.
What holding down is there? Wait, what holding down is there to be for Oprah? You don't have to do shit if you were Oprah.
Oh my God.
Well,
you don't.
He don't seem to get on her nerves.
But the thing, exactly, he don't seem to get on her nerves.
Which is nice.
And she's choosing to be with him. He is choosing to be with her.
Man, she got Stedman on payroll like she got everybody else.
She doesn't.
Okay, he get an allowance.
Don't be emasculating my homie Stedman.
Well, I'm not emasculating Stedman. She's emasculating Stedman.
Okay.
What you mean how? She ain't marrying him? She just got him dragging for...
Hold on. Revisiting Kayor, though. One thing that I say we could pull from her, because I want to redefine what it means to be a ride or die. Right. One thing that we can pull from her is that she believed in him, right? Yeah. And I think that at the core to me is what a ride or die is that like, I believe in you, right? And if I believe in you, that should be a mutual respecting. And if you believe in me too, you wouldn't put me in compromising situations that would affect that belief in me, right? And so likewise, I'm going to do the same for you. But the problem is that us as black women, one thing I was actually just blogging about this, is that we kind of always see ourselves as a function of other people's existence. Ooh. We're always a daughter. We're always a wife. We're always belonging to somebody else.
Don't Kevin.
And with that being said, that comes with a role and a burden that we take on,
right.
And at our own expense. And so but I think that we really need to start shifting that gear a little bit and putting ourselves first as well. So, I don't judge anybody's relationship. Do whatever you want to do.
Right.
But I'm just saying, just as far as like for the young women out there, like this is not the only way.
Yep. Tracy and Sanai are role models. They're single women who are like, I don't need a man. And
who?
With Tracy Ellis Ross and Sanai Lathan. Why you?
I never even heard of these two women.
Yes, you have.
Anyway, let's move on.
Listen,
we gotta move on.
They ain't married or nothing. Yeah, let's move on. But
okay.
Yeah.
So all right.
We gonna fight after this.
Yes, please. All right, let's get through these topics pretty quickly. Since Ben talked a lot. A lot of bullshit.
It is Ben Talks, right?
All right. Anyway, I'm gonna actually skip this next one. We'll do that one next week. But let's talk about Amanda Seales and the Emmy Party, because Tyeshea was actually with Amanda from what I saw on Instagram.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You got inside? You got some insider information about this?
No, I went to her Smart Funny and Black show in Chicago.
Yes. Okay.
And I did the meet and greet after, so and then I met her before at
This was way before like the Emmy Party situation.
No, this was after the Emmy Party.
Oh, okay.
So I did listen to that episode.
Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah, no. So just to give everybody a little bit of context, Amanda Seales. So there's the Emmys just passed, and as black, since Issa Rae's hit the scene, she's just unapologetically black as shit. And basically they have things like the Black Emmy Party, which is awesome because then you get to see all the people that you want to see, all the black people in entertainment. They attend that party. Now, the cool thing is that I think it's Issa Rae's publicist who created this event. Her name is Tiffany
No. It is, oh, dang. Why did her name just come out of
Okay, we'll get back to her name.
Yeah.
But her publicist started this Black Emmy Party that everybody loves to go to. And so now for 2 years in a row, it seems as if Amanda Seales has been denied entry into this event. Now, this past year, she got invited by...
Jesse Williams.
Was it Jesse Williams as a +1?
Yes. It's Williams, right? That's the last
Jesse
name?
Williams,
as a +1, as a guest. And so that was her way in. In the past, she hasn't previously been invited, but because she was entered as a +1, she walked in confidently, to which she was then followed after by security who asked her to leave. So,
and her publicist's name is Vanessa Anderson.
I don't know if y'all want to play the soundbite when she talks about getting kicked out, or we all see it?
I think we're on board.
All right, cool. All right, I was just prepared.
That's what I like.
Let's just get into the analysis.
Us black men always ready. You know what I'm saying?
I feel for her. I know that Amanda Seales definitely is someone who has a personality. Just from following her on Instagram,
a strong personality.
She has a very strong personality. Where
add another variant on that.
You either really like her or you don't, or sometimes she's for you one day and maybe not for you another day.
Yes.
And I understand being somebody like, I know I'm soft spoken, and once people really get to know me, like I do have a very strong personality, and I understand that can rub people the wrong way sometimes, or the way I say certain things. But I feel for her because you work in this industry. The Black Hollywood is very close. Like it's a close-knit industry, and it's very small. And a situation was made where it didn't need to be one. And I read a lot of like comments on social media. People were saying like, well, she should have just left after she wasn't let in the first time. And granted, I do agree. But at the same time, if this is a party that's not for your own personal, like it wasn't a personal party.
Yeah.
It's for my peers in Hollywood. And also I'm a part of the Insecure cast. So it is very petty of you to keep me off of the list or tell me, like forbid me to come into the party when the rest of my cast is in there. And even if I have had an issue with you, it's your PR company putting it on, not just you specifically. So I do feel for her, and I do wonder if it's gonna like affect her position on Insecure. Like
that's what I was thinking too. I even told Addy, I'm hoping they don't make her like move away or something, or like next season. We were
thinking of all the possibilities. Like okay, she got postpartum depression and ran away from the baby, and now the father's a single dad.
I'm like, exactly.
That's an easy way. But I don't want to give them no ideas to write no black women out of no TV.
Too late. You put it out there already.
I want to believe that Issa Rae and HBO are professional enough to not be petty and like then like let that situation that had nothing to do with HBO and Insecure affect her job. I think I also feel in general bad for Amanda because at the end of the day, like Black Hollywood is small. We all as black women need to uplift each other. And granted, it's okay if you don't want somebody around you in your space, but I just felt like it's petty for you to not want her in the party when y'all don't have to directly be near each other. And it's not Amanda said, it's not at your house. It's not something where she was being
You don't own the space or anything like that. Right.
So how do you feel though about the fact that like none of the other cast members intervened? Like do you think that reveals
to me,
something
that was very telling
that like, that we don't know, that like, you know what I mean? Because that's weird to me that like if I'm a part of an ensemble of anyone,
So what's funny is prior to this Emmy thing happening, because, I be on the internet and I be paying attention, I noticed a long time ago that it didn't seem like the cast of Insecure was as supportive of Amanda's career because when she released her HBO special, she did kind of say something about the fact that Issa had posted Yvonne when Yvonne did the comedy thing here in New York and all that Yvonne was doing, and then I think didn't post Amanda. And it's like, dang, you my peer. But at the same time, that's where like separating that business and personal relationship is tricky in a situation when you're an actress in Hollywood because you guys are around each other all the time.
Right.
And that's the thing too, like I'm sorry to cut you off, but like and you kind of learn that as you kind of like, we're all here trying to navigate through this entertainment space.
Right.
And it's kind of like sometimes you have to learn it the hard way, but like you don't want to, like the relationships that you build, like you don't want to ever think of it as these people are really my friend. Like it's like you're gonna be around for me as long as I could do something for you. Mm-hmm. And the same way, like I'm probably gonna keep you around for as long as you could do something for me. Like and that's the thing, like you have to kind of navigate through in these like entertainment spaces and these relationships. It's just like, yo, I'm only cool with you because you can offer X, Y, and Z.
And you got to recognize that early on so that you don't get disappointed.
Yeah.
Because even in just, I don't consider myself anybody special, but even with like friends or people that I've come across, I'd be like, dang, so y'all will like this post, but y'all won't like this post where I'm actually being like, can you come listen to my show, my podcast?
Right, exactly.
Or, I've only had a few people that I've asked to listen to the podcast actually give me feedback, actually like tell me that they've listened to the episode and continue to listen. But then when I'm like really like, when I interviewed Gia Peppers and I put the video up, I'm like, the video barely got like 150 likes. I got 2,000 people following me. Like, but y'all be
what the fuck y'all doing?
But I got 200 people watching my stories. Like, what, and I get algorithms and stuff, but I get that disappointment of feeling like sometimes maybe you're not being as supported because you're either not doing something or, you're not the in person.
But let's introduce the fact that Serunis Jackson, her cast member, had a comment to say
First
about
of all, shout out to my man Dro, aka my man was the main character in the y'all don't play video games, but he was in 2K, NBA 2K, like 17.
Anyway,
yo, shout out my man Freak. That was his name in the joint.
So he offered a comment.
Mind you, I don't like his character on Insecure.
Okay, let me finish my statement.
Okay, go ahead. But I don't like. I'm saying. It would be a shame if your mic just cut off.
Let me get through my sentence. So Serunis Jackson tweeted that and it was obviously a subtweet that if you're a disrespectful ass person, what do you expect? Something along those lines. And so I'm just curious because, Ben and I were talking about this a few days ago, just like, what could it be, right? That because my thing is that it looks bad, right? That if no one from the cast was like, oh, yo, that's my girl. Let me advocate. Because that might, if everybody has a problem with you, there may be smoke there. If where there's smoke, there's possibly fire.
Or even they may feel like, well, I don't want to be the one person to speak out.
That's true.
And then I get blackballed because I've been in situations where people support me behind closed doors and won't say anything publicly. And I'm like, my nigga, so you couldn't speak up for me, but you in my DMs, or we talking and you like, exactly. Oh yeah, girl, that was wrong. And they should have X, Y, and Z. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks because it does kind of speak on maybe there is something about Amanda that's going on that is turning people off, but it could also speak of that maybe y'all are just cowardly and y'all don't have enough voice to say, because granted, yes, it's Vanessa's party, so I'm not going to put that weight on the Insecure cast to step up to Vanessa girl, what you doing? You tripping, da-da-da, because that's not necessarily their place. Yeah. However, in that moment, I just feel like someone could have pulled them to the side and been like, to security, let Vanessa come handle this. I get why security's there, but it was messy. Yeah. It was messy from the telling of the story to the night that happened. And then I was doing my own digging. I'm seeing people constantly calling Amanda Seales a bitch and saying she's not friendly. Wow. And so
I've been hearing a lot of that stuff.
My thing is, right, Issa's your publicist works for you.
Yeah.
Right. So if Issa, because from jump, the way Amanda explains it, Issa said from jump, yo,
I'm not gonna get into
this is between y'all.
Right.
But if Issa's cool with Amanda, for real, she might tell the publicist, hey, yo, this is my homegirl, this is one of my friends, whatever y'all got going on, y'all need to squash it, or because I'm not gonna stand for this. Yeah.
And so apparently, I don't know how true this is, but allegedly Issa and Amanda had gotten into it after her yacht party. You know how Issa does the yacht party? Yeah. So I've been hearing through just reading that girl, listen, me too. Yeah. But I've been hearing that they got into it, and that's when the fallout happened. And you can kind of, and I'm like, if you go back into the dates,
I don't see her no more.
You look at, I'm telling you, man, internet investigation is real.
We got the perfect guest because you
just gotta dig. You gotta
Amanda about to get killed off of Insecure is what you telling me.
I don't think they're gonna y'all do. I really feel like Issa has integrity. I really don't feel like she's gonna do that unless it's necessary. But I did notice like Amanda's character Tiffany was not on there as much last season.
Yeah,
right.
Which you would think that they would have integrated that storyline more. But
me too. I would have thought that too.
It does kind of seem like it's heading in that direction.
It does. All right, let's move on. We're gonna switch gears. To how do you feel about the fact that Kanye West no longer wants Kim Kardashian to dress sexy anymore?
I am delivered.
He's delivered now. As we know, Kanye West has started his journey into spirituality. He has the Sunday service sessions where he has the several hundred black folks singing gospel music and he has an album coming out that's supposed to be a gospel album, and this is all on the heels of Trump, the whole Trump thing. His really expensive Yeezy outfits and clothes that he's been criticized for, and a lot of his antics in the Hollywood industry related to his political interests. So all of that kind of plays a role in his new identity that he's now formed, which is this religious Kanye. And so now the religious Kanye had some thoughts about Kim Kardashian's outfit.
Yes, so apparently the newly religious Kanye says Kim Kardashian's sexy Met Gala look. We all remember that look.
Yeah, it was really cute.
Yes,
apparently it hurt his soul. His words to her was, "You are my wife, and it affects me when pictures are too sexy."
According to the Daily
rapper,
Beast.
Yes, according to the Daily Beast, the rapper whined to Kim Kardashian, trying to get her to change outfits the night before the Met Gala. Love them or hate them, Kim Kardashian's sartorial choices are nothing if not polarizing, from the oversized hoop earrings and the bedazzled cocktail dresses of the late aughts to the head to toe. What's that say? Lycra?
Easy ensembles. Okay.
Trying
let's
to
just
make
move
my public
on.
School education look bad.
It's okay. Let's just move on for sake of time into what do you think?
So I think that he's projecting his own insecurity. Because my thing about it is, you as a man knew who you married. I get it. People change. People are allowed to change. People are allowed to grow. You are allowed to raise or lower your standards however you see fit. But my thing is, Kanye West with Kim and with Amber Rose has toted his women that he's with around like a thing, like meat.
Yep.
Like,
I'll be right back. I'm allowed you to have this conversation.
Has sexualized them and kind of like exploited them in a way for their sexiness, because that's what they were known for. He thought that was cool to do and has rapped about it in his songs. And so my thing is, just because you now all of a sudden found the Lord, like how Kim said, like, just because you're on a different path and you're on a different transition, like, don't think that I have to be on that with you. Granted, then that's when being equally yoked comes in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're married. Like,
you're right. They are married. And I do think that you, as a married person, should compromise in a way where there should be some compromise there. However, I just think the way he went about it, maybe it could have just been gone about it. Like, don't say the night before the dang on Met Gala, change your outfit. Like, baby, give me a weekend.
Maybe he ain't see it. Maybe he ain't see it. Maybe he ain't see what she was wearing.
Maybe not, but I just think that maybe the conversation could have went a little bit differently. I'm not a Kim Kardashian fan, and I definitely feel like she's a cultural appropriator, all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. But I will say, for the sake of women should be allowed to wear what they want and not be, like they should be able to be sexually liberated and stuff. I just think like that's not your call as her husband to say you can or can't wear this, but then also that same energy has to be kept.
I think it is absolutely definitely his call as her husband to say if he feels like her outfit is too provocative or not, right?
No, you can say what you feel, but just know that I have the decision on if I'm going to change it or not.
Well, no, you don't.
I do. Because I think about it in this aspect, even with just when you in dating relationships with men, when women tell men, your relationship with this woman is making me uncomfortable, that you supposed to be your friend. Because as women, sometimes we see things, we be like, yo, that chick trying to get at you. Mm-hmm. And it may not be our insecurity. It could just literally, we see it for what it is. Mm-hmm. And men be trying to act so aloof. And it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's like, you don't see how this is disrespecting me by holding this friendship where y'all don't need to be friends. Listen, my therapist recently told me, this guy I was seeing whatever on some we hanging around. She was like, boo, you got enough friends. You don't need any more. So if he's not trying to pursue you to build because you want that, you need to let that go.
Right.
And I was just like shocked, like, so you just gonna drag me like this? But I feel like with the Kanye thing, like, honestly, if it's not something you can get over, then it's time for you to leave.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
So you suggesting that she leave him because he wants to dress differently?
He leave her if he.
Why? Why I need to leave you? Like, I love you. I want you to be my wife. But yo,
if it's something
I'm going down this
on and they can't get over, and if he can't understand. This is the woman I married, and if she doesn't change, I when I married her and I said I do, this is who she was. If I loved her then, I should still love her now.
Nah, son. Listen.
Yes, because when you decide, people get marriage twisted. Yeah. Like marriage, like especially, first of all, with marriage is like, as you said, like who you are today, I love and accept, but I also accept and love where you may end up blossoming to be. And that comes with it. So, but the fact remains here that if I had to prioritize one, she's always been the way that she is. He liked her because she was the sex symbol. He liked her because she was this way. And now all of a sudden that he's on his journey, he wants her to just adapt. Like my thing is that if you want someone to be on board with you, you don't force it upon them. Yeah. There's ways that you can integrate somebody into the things that you're doing and to get them to arrive at those conclusions with you. And then you can assess that. But like kind of, because I changed today and now I worship whoever, like now you have to like jump ship.
That's exactly what the hell needs to happen. Hey, guess what? I'm on a journey with Christ. Guess what's gonna happen with you? You on a journey with Christ too. Go put all that sexy shit away. Okay, you finna wear these turtlenecks and long skirts. All right, you are my wife. The man is the head of the household.
Okay, so in that regard, so what if I'm as a woman? If I'm like, I want to do. I want to bring another dude into the home. This is the journey that I'm on.
You just went way left field.
This is the journey that I'm on.
But you gotta keep that same energy.
It's a relationship. It's a marriage. Oh, you wanted a slave. Okay, so we're not talking about marriage.
What you mean a slave?
He's clearly thinking about a slave.
Y'all married.
Somebody's gonna just tell me what to do.
No, you trying to wait.
Head of the household.
You trying to
But baby, you don't dictate nothing.
No, but listen.
This is we are partnership.
Y'all trying to Addy bringing in infidelity to match up with don't wear this outfit no more. Well, those are two completely different things. I think
what you said was pretty extreme too. I think it's
how?
Yes, I think it's 100%.
I'm on a journey with Christ, and you coming with me.
No.
Okay.
No.
That's what's happening.
No. That sounds like a child that's forced into Christianity or when they're a baby. I'm not a baby. I'm a grown ass woman who can decide what I want to do with my spirituality.
What good are you? Wait, what good are you?
If my whole business is predicated on the fact that my body looks good, and
first of all, you damn near 40, if not 40 already. You don't need to show your body no more. Cut it out.
Good.
She is a millionaire hundreds of times over.
And he liked it just 2 years ago.
Exactly.
All right, well, it was all good just a week ago. Now Christ is talking to me, and you need to change your outfit. You need to lock up all these sexy clothes.
If he believes
you need to put on these turtlenecks and long skirts.
Well, he is not God, and he's now taking on the role of God by doing that.
How he took on the role of God?
That's very ungodly.
He's taking on the role of a man being the head of his household.
Of an irrational, insecure
everybody
man
is going.
I'm
the leader of the household.
He's taking on the role of being an insecure
I am the
man.
leader of the household. So what do you do with the leader? You follow them, right?
No.
So if this is not what he's saying,
when the leader is sound, you follow Donald Trump, right?
Yeah, even make more money than Kim Kardashian.
It's not about money. He's not.
I'm just saying, if we gonna play technicality,
now we're not talking about money. We didn't say that money makes you the leader of a household.
If we're talking about positional authority, Donald Trump is the leader of this country, so we just follow him. That makes sense to you?
Unfortunately, yes.
No.
Yes.
We have opinions.
If he says fuck China, we're gonna bomb China. Guess what the fuck is gonna happen?
I have the right to
we're
protest.
gonna bomb China.
And I have the right to protest.
And you can protest all you want, but guess what? The bombs is gonna drop. Okay? You can protest all you want, but the bombs is gonna drop. It doesn't matter what the financial status is. It doesn't matter what Kanye or Kim's financial status is. If the whole marriage, she's been following him as the head of the household, right? Anything he says is good.
It looks like a partnership. It looks like they make decisions.
Yeah, it's a partnership. I'm 1A and you 1D. Okay, I tell you, put them sexy clothes away because now we on this journey with God.
Well, look how far. I mean, look what happened. She ended up going to the Met Gala. So all this thing you're beating your chest about.
Listen,
she ended up in a dress. So obviously the bombs didn't.
We don't know what she had to deal with when she got home.
That's all. And
she's still posting sexy pictures.
So he leave her
anyway,
ass.
Sorry, back to Tyeshea?
Ben, we gonna pray for you and your future.
Who pray for me? What? Y'all need to pray for yourselves because y'all sound like women who are not willing.
You sound crazy
to let the man leave the household.
Yes, I'm absolutely
You're not willing to let the man leave the household. That's what it sounds like. How is that stupidity?
I don't want to end up next to JT in the cell because of your dumb ass.
How does it look?
Day that you want to do something
fucking random. But listen, wait. All right, hear me out. How does it look? This guy, he decides to be on a journey with God, but his wife is still walking out with her titties hanging. We don't know Kanye. We don't know Kanye personally.
That's his choice.
We can go.
We don't.
All we have to do.
As far as I'm concerned, this is a marketing tool.
Exactly.
We don't. All right, but
also her titties were not out.
Okay, but everyone could. Everyone could. This is how women win. They don't let you talk.
The dress was not bad though. The dress was not. Her boobs were not exposed. She had some cleavage out.
All right, but
seems like a compromise considering what she normally wears.
Okay, but listen.
To be honest.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all done? Y'all gonna let me talk?
You've been talking the whole time.
Oh,
you can continue.
But what I'm saying is,
you see,
what I'm saying is, right?
Head of household.
Yes, Kanye is supposed to be the head of household.
I'm talking about you. You're the head of household in this. So we're gonna defer to you. Go ahead. Continue.
Kanye is the head of household. If he tells his woman that this outfit is no longer acceptable, then what she need to do?
First of all, you're imposing what the dynamics of their relationship are.
You either leave, go file for divorce, or do what the fuck I say.
You're imposing what the dynamics of their relationship are. You don't know if that's the structure of their home. What I'm saying is that all we do know for a fact is that when they entered the marriage, she was dressing like that.
Yeah.
Okay,
what we do know for
and
a fact
shit
is
changed.
That because he changed
now
his mind.
I'm a God-fearing.
He also is a
Trump
supporter.
I am a God-fearing.
She seems to have accepted him in the different. She
church
does not agree with him politically, but she's accepted him for. She's already gone through so many changes with Kanye. At a certain point, you have to draw the line at self-respect.
And how does it?
If you wanted to marry a dummy, you could marry a dummy.
What does that have to do with your intelligence?
You can marry a dummy.
What does that have to do with your intelligence, though?
I think if you take Christianity out of it, at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, marriage is about compromise.
Right.
As long as you are not putting yourself in a bad headspace, you're not being abused. So I think that the middle point for them is, okay, maybe I do tone down certain looks for certain things. That's fine. However, I just think that, like, if she asked him then for something of that same, requirement, you got to keep that same energy.
But
and that's
what
the
is
issue
he
with
doing?
men.
What is he doing that she would need to ask him to tone down?
He's a Trump supporter.
He wears homeless people clothes.
No, but
period. Like all his clothes is baggy.
Make America great again.
Kanye has a tendency to go off on these rants and make these statements that actually can
affect
harm her brand.
They do.
And make her lose sponsorship.
They 100% do.
Like,
okay. Well, how much you lost on that sponsorship? Kanye got it? What the hell are you talking about? Listen.
If you're not willing to be reasonable, we're gonna move on.
How
to the
are we not being reasonable?
He's the conversation.
He's the head. Wait, but he's the head of the household, right?
So
how does it look if he's going on this spiritual journey? He's out here having these Sunday services.
And as we just said, she did not go outside.
Wait, but listen. He's having these Sunday services, right? He's supposed to be like on the spiritual journey.
That's his
but
decision.
then his wife is coming in with her damn titties hanging out.
That's his decision.
And all her skin showing. It's not just his decision because
have done worse.
And
it's not okay. Well, I understand that, but what I'm saying, we're talking about Kanye and Kim Kardashian, and that's what women try. Y'all try to generalize. Y'all try to bring the whole world into the argument.
You're trying to bring the whole world into the argument.
I was talking about Kanye and Kim.
You
talked about Tyeshea talked about, and you talked about. Well, I could bring other men into the relationship.
Don't take your personal beliefs into the conversation.
What personal beliefs?
Well, you're a Christian, and obviously that matters to you.
Your wife has to believe what the fuck you believe.
So now you're imposing that into the situation. I'm saying that's not
true.
That's an imposition. We don't know those things to be true. Exactly.
There are people that are in different religions that marry each other, and they are balanced.
And one of them,
works for them.
and one of them convert to what the other is.
No, that's not
and
true.
If that was the agreement they had when they first got married, then sure. But he can't. Like, this is the same Kanye who just last year was a Go Hard Trump supporter. He's now redirected his theme
to God. He saw the light.
Time out. So
amen.
So she's been adapting and adjusting in every way. At what point?
So adapting and adjust one more time, girl.
No.
What the hell?
When you're dealing with somebody, you have look. If you just want to have somebody who's there to be disrespected, to be walked upon or whatever, then sure. But I don't believe that was ever the dynamic of their relationship. They both came into the relationship with money. Not to say that should even be the predicate. That shouldn't even be the predicator for what a healthy relationship should look like. But I know for a lot of men, unfortunately, unless a woman has their money, they don't respect them. Obviously, as is displayed in this conversation,
even with her money,
you still don't care. So anyway,
he got money too.
With that being said,
he got money too. It don't matter.
What I'm saying is that you're imposing your idea of what the relationship should be like like in a traditional sense, but that's not what they necessarily have. And a lot of those things are coming
it's
from
not just me. Clearly he's on the same,
coming
he's
from
thinking
your very,
the same,
pedestrian perspective.
He's thinking the same, he's thinking the same way. He's thinking the same way because he's telling her that she has to tone down her sexy look.
He thinks a lot of things all the time, and she's been adapting and adjusting and
I guarantee you this, she's going to tone the fuck down.
Well, I mean, I think she has. So. I mean, look at the outfit.
She has it
wasn't
for
it
anybody
less?
else that she wasn't. She was about to get married on 3 different occasions.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, she married Kanye, and she gonna do what the fuck Kanye say.
Chris Humphrey. So.
Okay, and she gonna do what the fuck Kanye say, or she gonna be filing for divorce.
Well, you go ahead and be a Kanye advocate and promoter. We
in this case,
move on and have Tyeshea
I don't see nothing wrong with what
some
Kanye
of her
saying.
accounts. We're gonna move on because obviously we're not gonna move forward with that. And he, by the way, he's just trying to get a rile out of.
I'm not trying to get a rile out of nobody.
So we're not gonna allow him to do that.
The man
of the household.
Put
it back to Tyeshea. The man is going to be quiet, and we're gonna have the woman continue and take it over. Go ahead. Tell us where we can find you, and just some projects that you have coming up. Anything we should look forward to.
Yes, thank you. So, everybody, you guys can find me, of course, on Afrovocative on Instagram. That's AFROVOCATIVE. Afrovocative.com is my website. I'm also on Facebook under Afrovocative. I have a podcast called Sit Black and Watch. That's Sit Black, not Sit Back.
Yes.
Sit Black and Watch, which talks about Black entertainment, television, film, and media. Every other week or so, I have a guest on. So far, I've had Stephon Bristol, Romel Rose, Jerry Madison Jr., Shakisha Williams. So if you're into podcasts, then you definitely should check that out. And the Instagram is Sit Black Watch, SITBLACKWATCH. TCH. Okay. I was like, wait, am I spelling right? Get it together. But I'm just working on trying to get my own documentary up and running about Black masculinity. I think it's important. I think it's important to focus on the health of Black men and their mental state, how the world sees them, how they see themselves, and how we can provide solutions and safe spaces for them to obviously remain alive but actually thrive in this world, and kind of dissect that masculinity from the Black man's perspective from boyhood to adulthood. I'm working on that.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for coming through. Coming up right after this is Hair Now, Rachel C. Do not go anywhere. Make sure you stay locked in. It's Radio Free Brooklyn. It's the best in the world. Ben Lewis, Addy the Baddie. And we'll catch you all next week. Peace out.